Part 3. Where you at, gangsters? Does technology think it's gonna beat me today? Because I don't fucking think so. It's Lionsgate. It's Lionsgate. If you didn't see part 1, go back to part 1, part 2, and this is part 3. This shit is fucking phenomenal. Thank you guys all for coming back. This shit is fucking crazy out here. Hey, sis. I don't know what is happening over here. I've been having a challenge with information technology since I first started doing this shit. Childlike. We were talking about being childlike, right? We were talking about being able to play. I needed to play more. Feeling alive, dancing, laughing, rolling with the earth, right? We can't do that until we nurture these things inside of us that are hurt, right? I mean, we can do a little bit of it, but we don't really get to do it. So guys, inner child work, inner child work, inner child work, inner child work. If you don't know, if you want to do inner child work, I have a lot of different people that I've worked with, right? And it's helped me. And so if you want somebody to, maybe like, I don't know, I was doing a little bit, but then like I said, there were some things that I was getting caught up on. So if you really want to start doing some inner child work, I have a lot of really awesome friends that are really dedicated to this inner child work, and it really is amazing. Message me if you have any questions, right? We need to be able to allow our lives to expand. We need to be able to expand from the things that trap us, right? The things that are in our root, the things that we keep quiet, the things that we keep a secret. And so where I was just getting on part 2 was my massage therapy teacher taught me to energize myself with letting the sun hit my back, right? Because I was working 2 jobs. I was going to school full time and I was just depleted, and it was crazy. I would spend like 5 or 10 minutes just outside letting the sun just hit on my back, whether it was cold or hot, or I had a coat on or whatever. It didn't matter, right? And so guys, please, right now it's the summer months here in the United States. So, let that sun come down on you. Let that sun cover you. And, we don't get very much sun here in Pennsylvania. So like when I see it, I got to like run outside, right? That's why I like to sit outside and do my videos, because Mr. Sun doesn't really come out to play very much here. So that's why I take a lot of trips to like sunny places so I can let that sun pour all over me and charge me up. That's what it does, right? When you're in the sun, if you're wanting to work on your inner child, not really sure how to do it, ask the universe and go out and let that sun come all over you. And then you'll be drawn in a certain place to meet people who you feel comfortable to heal with and things like that for you, right? Because it's all about that. You need to work with people that you feel like you can be vulnerable with. You need to feel it in you and trust it in you, right? I'm never the type of person to tell anybody who to work with or anything, but right now, what's coming up, this is inner child shit that's coming up. This is stuff that's coming up from our childhoods that are blocking us from having our best life. Find someone who is dedicated to the craft of inner child work, because it's amazing. It's amazing. It's the best thing I've ever done. And be patient with yourself. I've been healing my inner child for over 3 years. And I'm, just this time around getting to like the teenager me, and then popping back into the younger me, and then coming back into the teenager me. Get you some friends that you can talk about this inner child work with. If it wasn't for my friends that I can talk about this inner child work with, it wouldn't even be working. That's why in all my groups that I have a private group of a place where people can talk about the work that they're doing, because it's real, and you need that connection, and you need that place, that safe place to be able to be vulnerable and open up and talk to people, right? So where I picked to go to help heal my inner child, that was for me. That was what the universe was sending me. That was me getting to learn myself and where I needed to go and trust myself and where I needed to be and what I needed to do to get past this part that I get stuck. Because I get stuck too. Because I have a shadow too. Because I have a root too. because I have things that I push down and I ignore and I avoid and I get busy working on, right? Healing that inner child is the undertone. Our inner child and these inner child bitch fits that we keep having, that's the undertone. It's like the orphan, the unseen, the unheard, the unloved, the mistreated, the abused, the neglected, the ignore. It's every bad feeling that you could go through. If you get on that feeling thing, they have the upward spiral and the downward spiral, and you look at that downward spiral, we have all felt something in that place. And until you go in there and until you nurture that feeling, you're not going to be free from that. That is going to bind you and tie you and keep you stuck with your own creation, with your own self. And I just want you to have the best. I just want you to know you're the best, know you're divine, know you're love, know that there's fear and love out here, know that there's a real spiritual war going on, know that sex and money and everything else is fucking spiritual, everything, right? We can't pass this up, guys. We have to feel it. We have to nurture it. We have to do those things to be able to look through it. Hello, Heidi. Hello, Heidi. It takes time, guys. Self-love, healing, this work, the journey of being able to relate to your soul, the hurt, the things that come in. It just takes so much time. Be patient with yourself. Watching this in my tub, yes. I knew you were a mermaid, girl. I took a bath before I got on here. I was doing it too quick. I was digging in my inner child work, and I would touch down on the thing, and then I would hurry up and put a bunch of love on it, and then I would skedaddle. I was trying to rush the process. I wasn't being patient with myself. I needed a teacher. I needed a coach that could fucking sit me down in it. I needed a coach that was strong in herself so I couldn't fucking trick her. That's what I needed in my life. What you might need is a little bit different. It's not me to say that. But now I learned how to sit with it. Instead of just, sometimes I say something, but now I learned to sit with it before I say something. And I'm even learning in the sit with it before you say it. Sometimes what comes out is like, fuck you in the name of love. And they're like, you're supposed to be so positive, Sarah. You're so good to those people online, Sarah. I'm like, fuck you in the name of love. So now I sit with my stuff for a lot longer. And does that make my delivery any perfecter? No. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But I feel better about that thing. I'm able to look into that situation and through that situation a lot more. I'm able to feel this weird sense of peace, even though the fires are all over me. I'm able to cry and see the beauty in the day. I'm able to work on my shadow work during Lionsgate, which seemed like it was like a whatever that is, not right. You're supposed to be positive during Lionsgate, and I'm in the pits of hell. And I was able to do that by choosing to value myself, by choosing to invest in myself, by choosing to follow the pull, the tug, the whatever the fuck my soul was telling me to do, by knowing that a lot of my friends wouldn't like what I was doing and I had to fucking do it anyway, by not knowing how the fuck this was all going to work out, but just knowing that I had to. None of it makes sense. I love you too. Yeah, I've been there, done that. I know you have, babe. I appreciate you. You're amazing too. We should do a Lionsgate gathering tonight. Yeah, we should. Let's do it. This has been hell, this portal and my shit. Yeah, Chas. And I you guys know, I come out on these videos. All my shit is recorded. I was I'm going to be so positive for 30 days. I'm going to be so positive. I'm only going to write, think, and say the things I want. I'm out here. I'm getting it. I have been in the pits of hell. The things that are coming to my back porch are fucking crazy. There's a lot more fuck yous in the name of love that are coming out than oh, this is such a wonderful cloud I live on. Mirror mama, yes. Oh my gosh, girl, I've been there too, but getting better. Yeah, me too. And it's crazy, you know, like the chaos that has been going on, the depth of my feelings, the volume of my tears that come out, and then the reality of how fucking great this shit is, like how all that shit I was tucking and hiding and avoiding and lying about and running from and whatever means so much for my purpose and the people that I'm supposed to help, and learning that in me so I can help the people that are out here waiting for me to figure this out, so they can figure it out, so they can figure it out, so they can give it out, so they can help. That's how we're doing it. I change myself, I change the world. That's what my notebook says. Demons coming right to my door. And then do you notice that the demons that come into your door are in you? Girl, do you see where that demon is in you? Do you see where the vibration of you attracted that demon as a lesson? I hear that, babe. Cry those tears of love. Gold, yes. Yes, girl. I saw that last night. I see it. Yeah. Yeah. Because you can be mad all you want about the fucking demon. That shit is in us. We all have it. We all have these things, these demons, these fears, these programs stuck in our energetic body that need loved on and nurtured on. And how do you love and nurture a demon? You have to figure it out in you first. I've been trying to get love right for 5 years, and like I had to put it up for a minute. We have to feel it, guys. We have to nurture it to be able to look through it, and that takes time. People are emotional messes out here. And that's why people are knocking people out for not wearing a mask, or talking about how somebody parents their kids, or talking about what somebody does for their healing or their work or their addiction or their whatever, right? People are emotional messes. You know, the things that you care about, they're in you. They're in you for you to care about. But it's different. It's not like, I don't know. I see it so deep, you know, and it's coming up in the medical community. It's coming up in the politics. It's coming up in the communities. It's coming up with your kids. It's coming up in your sex. It's coming up in your money. It's coming up in your work. It's coming up. It's coming up everywhere. You can't tuck it anymore. All this stuff that we're used to tucking, now we have to come out and talk about it. We have to admit it. We can't cover up the doo-doo anymore. I was the queen of covering up the fucking doo-doo. I was the fucking queen of, how are you? I'm living the fucking dream. And then I would look at my beach picture and be like, yeah, I see me there. And then I didn't understand why everything was so hectic and crazy every time I made it to the beach, because I was tucking things. And they were following me all over the fucking United States. I couldn't move far enough away because they would show right up on my fucking porch. Same thing. Same pattern. Same demons. Same ill feeling on the inside. But what I'm doing different now is I'm fucking sitting there with it. Getting to know my demons. Learning how to relate to my demons. The demons, the doo-doo, we all have this in us. The demons are the programs. The demons make you feel less than fucking super fucking conduit of love, because you're a super fucking conduit of love. And so if you feel anything less than God, it's a fucking demon trying to break the fuck out of you. You know, that orphan feeling that we had, that unseen, unloved, that demons. Be this, hide that, do what they say, don't talk about this, be responsible, be successful, fall in love. Be nice. Be kind. Give your fucking self away until there's nothing left to give. You're welcome. I love you. Now I sit with my stuff, guys. I sit for a while. I sit with my stuff. I call in my angels. I try to write it out. I try to sit with it. I try to sit with something and just let myself cry. Like myself, I used to have these things happen to me, right? And why I hurried up through it is because I would touch down on it. It would be really hard. And so I would dip because I didn't want to cry. And so because I didn't want to cry, I would duck out. And so when I tell you that I've been sitting it more, I've been just letting myself fucking cry. Like, no wonder. Yeah, that shit hurt. You know, because a lot of times my feelings were never validated because everybody else was covering up in their root. It wasn't a personal thing. Nobody knows how to feel. Everyone's feelings out here are running fucking right, like on rabies. The more you get in line with yourself, the more you can really see the truth. The more you invest in yourself, the more that the truth comes to you and everything just kind of starts to click. We can't act like we're good anymore. It's coming up. Our feelings can make us mean and cold and shut off and blocked off and misusing our power to try to protect ourselves. And that's just a lot of extra energy and you ain't even really doing shit. And everybody's doing it. Guys, we all want intimate connections, friendships, intimate connections with work, intimate connections with the creator, intimate connections with the earth, intimate connections with our kids, right? Real connections that are easy and they just flow and just life is but a dream, right? True emotional connections, people that you can talk to about the doo-doo, people that you can cry with, that even if they don't have any kind of fix it, that they're just like, I love you in this place, right? Are you in joy? Are you in fear of loss? So, if you get a great girlfriend or you get a great guy friend or, you're at work and you just have this really great conversation just pops out of the blue. That's what happened to me last night too. Really crazy, right? It was amazing. It was a blessing. And it was so nonchalant, right? But where was I at? When you meet these connections, do you feel like just enjoy of that connection in that moment? That might not ever happen again, right? Or do you fear a sense of loss? Like, oh my God, like once this connection's over, am I going to have another connection like this? We can get stuck in that. I've been sitting in it for a few days. I've been mean. Yeah, babe, that lion's coming out and it's okay. And be patient with yourself and love on yourself and keep going to that root and nurturing whatever that is that hurts. And know that, whatever's under that anger is really special. That whatever's under that mean is like really fucking special. And it takes some time to really get to it. We create it. We create the intimacy that we have with others. We create that by creating that with ourselves. We create the intimacy, the intimacy we have with others. People talk about triggers all the time. And what is a trigger? A trigger is when something comes in that kind of like knocks you in your head a little bit, right? And you feel like it's real fucking personal. Like, holy shit, they just talked about getting bit by a dog. I got bit by a fucking dog when I'm a kid, right? And all of a sudden it just like triggers all these feelings. You remember getting bit by the dog. You remember going to the hospital. You remember your mom being scared. Like you remember all these different things, right? And so, you can carry that vibration to getting bit by that dog and you can be like, I'm good. I love dogs. I love dogs. I love dogs. I love dogs. But like, you'll see a dog come up and it'll like trigger the fuck out of you, like into this whole like scared thing. And those are the dog being afraid of the dog getting bit by the dog, like, it's so fucking logical. Like, no wonder she hates dogs. No wonder whatever. But if that still carries with you, you got to go in because there's more to that. Even get bit by the dog, like, whatever it is, right? I appreciate you too. Yeah, girl, really special. Yeah, you know, your tears are super fucking special. The shit that you don't talk about is really special. The things that you hide about yourself, the things that you are afraid to crack open and get vulnerable about, like, those are the spaces that I love about people. Like, that's the uniqueness that I love about people. Like, my best friend, the reason why we're best friends is, like, she came in and, like, told me all these things about her that were, like, some of my biggest fears. And I'm like, oh my God, like, how did you be able to open up to me like that and get so vulnerable? She's like, girl, I trust you. And I'm like, girl, you helped me. Like, what do you mean? You're my soulmate. And it's just something like that, right? It can even be something like that. Like, get you just a good best friend that can help you to talk about your fears and the things you lie about and the things you cover up and try to make yourself seem like you're living the dream. I love that, Sarah Richardson. I love that so much. I love you. Guys, I fell in love before I was ready. So I'm 36. You know, I've been having... I started Always Think Up like 5 years ago. I'm the best deliberate creator alive. I attract trips, money, success, jobs, all this different stuff, right? I start working with a bunch of people. I start charging for my services. I start doing all this stuff. And then I hear Spirit telling me, you know, all right, it's time to love. It's time to learn about love. I asked God like 7 or 8 years ago, please teach me how to love. Well, I did not know that asking the universe to teach you how to love was going to rip you down in all in your fucking pain and just flip flop you all around, just keep beating your fucking head off the dirt till you know, get it. And I fell in love before I was ready. I fell in love before I worked on my root. I fell in love before I started paying attention to myself. But, you know, you feel this feeling and it just rushes into you and it's just like this overwhelming feeling. I never felt that before. I didn't know what to do. I thought, damn sure, that's what I'm supposed to work on, right? But guess what happened? Because I fell in love before I was ready. So this is what I mean about all the programs. A lot of people say to me, like, you're 36, you have a daughter, like, you should be married, like, like, and I've always been a little bit different. Like, I don't believe in that institution. Go fuck yourself in the name of love. Like, I have really good friends. But falling in love before I was ready, you know what it did? It caused deep hurt for me and for them. It caused a lot of chaos. You know, it caused a lot of emotions to get churned up. It caused a lot of energy to get, you know, whirled up. And not on just my life, their life too, right? But you know what it did? It awakened a pain that was so deep in me that I had avoided forever, probably lifetimes, I feel like, after doing this work, right? And it awakened this in me. It made me become aware of it. Like, I was just like walking through life and just didn't really give a fuck about that. And that's why I was the best deliberate creator of these things, right? Because like, I didn't even pay attention to that piece. I just avoided that piece. That's my root. That's my shadow, right? Yeah, babe, I'm here with you. I love you. You know, me attracting that love, me magnetizing and pulling that love into me, that was attracted my wounding, right? I attracted a direct reflection of my wounding. Like, we did everything the same. We put on the I'm living a dream face. We didn't really communicate our feelings. We had sex before we had friendship. We had mess world, fight, mean words, crazy, come back together. You feel this love. You go back apart. It's crazy. You know, none of this shit makes sense. But it's all your wounding coming back to you. So in the deepest pain in my life, it was like the greatest love that I found. It was like where I kept running into this in my life. You know, I knew when I was young that I kept attracting the same type of mate. And so I just quit and avoided it and did something else. And I wasn't going to work on that again until it came up and it bounced in off my heart, right? So is it crazy? Yes. Did I say some things out of anger and pain and emotions and being mean? You know, Chastity talked about being mean. I was so mean to somebody I love because it stirred up the pain in me. They didn't know because I would never talk about it. I'm strong as an ox when it comes to that stuff. I'm not being vulnerable. I'm cutting you off before you hurt me. When I feel like someone's going to hurt me, I just fucking cut them off and push them out of my life. And I'm like, okay, I'll just cut you off first before you just walk out and hurt me. Where does that come from? That orphaned, abandoned child, right? It's deep. You see what I'm saying? I was stuck in my wounding. I was attracting my vibration. And then I was mad at that. A lot of womb work, guys. Men and women have wombs. All the gut feeling, the intuition, the stuff from our ancestors that we carry down, it's all in our womb. All the things that we tucked without any words were programmed to do the same thing with our womb. Our womb is our creation space, our creation station. That's where we create from. So if you keep creating all this crazy shit in your life, it's in your womb. It's not like you're just going to hate your ancestors and hate your parents and hate all these things and cut all these things in your life. Sometimes people do, sometimes people don't, but that's not the point of it. The point is to locate it inside of you and then heal it through, it's like you heal it within, you heal it throughout. You heal it within, you heal it throughout. It's just like a constant process of lessons. We have to become aware of ourselves, in our patterns, in our cultural programming, in our inner child, in our feelings, in our emotions, in our rage, in our mean times, in our, the things that we keep creating. She got your mother in a whirl. She's not sure if you're a baby boy or a girl. Rebel. Guys, self-love attracts the lesson. So the more that I was able to love myself, that lesson came to me, right? So I was like working on self-love and then love came into my life. And I thought it meant that I was ready, but that wasn't what it meant. I was ahead of myself. I wasn't really connected with myself, right? My programming about love was fucked up. I thought love was fucked up. Dysfunctional, crazy, codependency, neediness of other, not really able to be like who they were as each person. I saw love different. This neediness, this thing that got you off your path, this thing that tried to change you and put you in a box and put you in the house and get you away from everybody, right? I don't know, I don't know. And then I started to see how that made me feel. Like, how does that make you feel, the way that you see people loving or like succubusing off of each other, right? I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it made me feel. So that's why I just stayed by myself. And then whenever I was in the position where I loved somebody and it was a toxic relationship and then I was making up excuses and everything else, then I started to really understand all of you. Because I never did that. I was just like, fuck you in the name of love. I'm not doing that. And then this person made me do that, right? I was blocked off, guys. And I attracted me in so many things. I attracted me in a lover. I attracted me in friends. I attracted me in work. I attracted me in my finances. I attracted me in the people I work with and the people that I connect with on here and what I pick and who I pick and everything else. I just kept attracting me. Blocked off me. Blocked off me. Not telling you about my bad days. Not telling you about my bad stuff. I'm good. I'm living the dream. That's who I was meeting. And they were pissing me off. And I wanted to kick them in the dick in the name of love. And then I had to see where that was in me. See what that meant to me. What was that for me? What does that do for me, right? Guys, I picked the hurt to push me. I picked to follow my gut with my heart and all that to push me to do better, to be better for me, right? And it didn't always feel good, but that was part of my journey. Yes, I want connection, my best friend, dating, romance, love. And I even want something like marriage, right? Like a commitment, a bond to one another, right? But I'm a little bit different, It's not about the fancy wedding and the wedding dress and who all comes and the presents you get and the honeymoon you go on. My thing is like the real actual bond that you have with that person, your partner, your best friend. The loyalty, the trust, the communication, being able to share your biggest fears and your wildest desires, and everything all comes together, right? So I know I have work to do to set myself free in this place. So yeah, I'm grateful for this, right? To know that I'm at this place, that I know that I have more work to do to set myself free from my patterns, from the things I kept creating in my life, seeing how I relate to the issues that I have in my life. How do you relate to the issues that you have in your life? Because that's like, how do you relate to your soul? Because in your energy body is where all the issues are stored. And how do you relate? And how do you release? And how do you love? And how do you nurture? That's all within you. Only we know what hurts us, guys. It's so fucking personal. Only we know the patterns we keep creating. Only we know the things we talk. Only we know the things that we keep secret. Only we know the things that trigger the fuck out of us. Only we know the things that are underneath the meanness and the madness, right? And now, becoming more aware and things like that, I've been able to really, be in my emotions, and I've been able to be with my emotions as they come in and just sit with them and not really have a thing to say to them or a reaction or whatever. Just really like feel the heaviness of that heavy emotion that comes into you whenever it comes in, right? Nurture that feeling, nurture that emotion, nurture the me that was little, that is connected to the root of that emotion, learning that that person that triggered that emotion in me was only there to reflect me back into me so I could get to the root of that. And yeah, sometimes it comes out like fuck you in the name of love, and you're all right. You're all right. I'm only here to tell you because I fucking do it too. I do it too. Sex, money, all that shit. Fuck you in the name of love. All that shit is spirituality. All of it. Your money, your sex, your addictions, your pain, your patterns. All that shit is fucking spirituality. Law of the universe, natural law, universal law, pushing you back into yourself. What is it? You walk through hell to get to heaven. You have to nurture the hell inside of you to reach the heaven inside of you. It's all inside of you. People come from the outside to piss us off and get and fire us up to do this for ourselves. So, when you feel your emotions, okay, this is what I've been learning. Now when I'm feeling my emotions, now when I'm crying, now when all these things are going on, I feel a flow through me. Even though it's heavy, and even though sometimes it'll like grab my heart and make me just cry buckets of tears, right? I feel like a flow inside of me, like an airiness inside of me. Where before, when that emotion would come up, I would feel pinched off. I feel like I couldn't breathe. I feel like I had to duck and run and avoid and escape, right? It's spiritual. It's all personal. Yeah, it's like personal and not personal at the same damn time. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Guys, root work helps us to understand our feelings. And so if you're not sure how to invest in yourself right now, it's a really rough tone. So I'm a vibrational alignment coach. I do vibrational healing frequencies, right? And you have to kind of dance around this part, but the 396 hertz solfeggio frequency will help to pull you into your root chakra. And you just have to learn how to sit with it and be with it and love on it and feel it and let it come up and nurture it. You know, it's been so used to being tucked down for so long. 396 hertz solfeggio. Put it in some earphones. It's going to feel really crazy. I work with Ian Morris, listening to smile.com. His vibrations are super dope too. You can get it for free on YouTube. You can just type in 396 hertz solfeggio, SOLFIEGGO. Put it on earphones, write something out in a journal, go walk, go whatever, sit in a creek, whatever you need to do, right? That can help you just to jumpstart it. To start feeling where you need to go, to start feeling into all that stuff, to start feeling who you can trust, you know, your confidence in the universe and all the things that are coming to you and your gifts and your purpose and your power and your authority over yourself, right? We don't have to be mean to be powerful. I'm going to say that one more time for the people all the way in the back. We don't have to be mean to be powerful. So Chastity was talking about being mean. I was talking about being mean, the fuck you in the name of love, right? A lot of people think that we have to be mean to be powerful. But the mean is really just covering up what we tuck, right? And so once you sit there and you nurture what you tuck, that mean becomes a strong power. It becomes a strong, secure boundary. It becomes a strong, secure knowing, a strong, secure trusting, where it doesn't have to be a mean defense, blocked off, shut down, cold thing. It can be fuck you in the name of love. I'm not fucking with this in the name of love anymore. Fuck that shit in the name of love. I'm not doing that. I'm not involved in that. I'm not going to hear that anymore, right? Nature really helps you guys to do root work. Nature, mud, grass, sand, water, fire, air, you know, you fucking name it. When you're doing root work and when you're in the root, sit on the, you know, I have had times in this past like week where I literally just like lay on the earth like, oh shit. You know, I wake up in the morning and I just like walk straight out my door to like put my feet on the earth. Like I didn't even brush my teeth yet. And I'm in the middle of everywhere just like, oh, this shit's hard. Fill me up with love. The earth is here to fill you up. I know to a lot of people that sounds strange. I know a lot of people have already been doing it. Your mind is brilliant. When you do the root work, you start to understand why your mind is so brilliant. You know, when you're blocked off in the root, you're blocked off in your mind. When you start to work on this root, then you start to see that you are brilliant. You have such a big reason to be here. And if you're stuck in the root, then you just think that you know, you're stuck with what you got. This is where I come from. This is what we deal with. This is the disease that we've passed down the whole entire time. This was the same exact vibration as my parents, and I have to make them proud. These are the kind of friends that my parents had. This is the kind of work that my parents wanted me to do. And then we live in this place, and then we fucking hate ourselves because we're doing what everybody else wants us to do. And then we wonder. And then we blame. And then we yell at people. And then we blame people. And then we get mean. And, you know, it's really sad, guys, because a lot of times this ends up in, you know, taking your own life. Taking someone else's life. I am learning to talk about it. I'm learning to talk about everything that I've done. It's been a lot. I've done a lot, you know, in a long time. It's ever changing. I just said the other day, like, I have to write a bio, right? And I'm like, I feel like my bio could change like every single day. Like, I'm trying to really like gather it in and like round it up. But I feel like every day I'm changing so much that like I have to go back in every day and change my bio. And it's fucking frustrating. Guys, been people pleasing me too much. Yeah, me too. And guys, we can only truly guide other people through what we've done with ourselves. And so that's why I shared like the really super big part about, like, in my work, I noticed that different people that I was working with and talking to would mention these certain things, and those were the things that I covered up, and those were the things that I avoided in myself, and I'd be stuck on stupid with these people. And that's because I haven't done that healing in my life. And so, you know, I took this couple months to really just focus on me and focus on my healing and what I need to do. And it's funny because, like, the timing really doesn't seem so divine, but the timing is divine. Like, I've just been off work for 5 months, and now I decided to do the self-healing thing for a couple months, and I'm like, I really should be working. I'm like, but healing's really more, because you keep attracting this doo-doo, because this shit keeps coming to your porch, because you keep becoming aware of these demons of fear that are inside of you that are stealing your joy, happiness, and peace. I think there's no time like the fucking present. And people, if you get to talking to the wrong people, they'll be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Is now really the time? You know, are you fucking sure? Like, and that's why I've been learning to just sit with myself. I'm learning that being able to talk about it, like with your friends and stuff, is very helpful. Hello, love. Being able to talk about it when it comes up with strangers is very helpful. Being able to really talk about it. A new life is waiting for us. You know, the old life is really dying off, and the new life is really just kind of waiting for us to get there. And that's really what's happening right now. And so people can say whatever they want to me, you know, but if you don't know that a new life is waiting for your old life to die off, for you to step into your new life, then you're stuck. You're stuck in your own root. And then your root is directly related to your crown, and so then you're off all over the place. Root work. You have authority over yourself. And so what is authority? When I say authority, you know, it'd be the craziest shit to be pissing people off about people. You say one damn word and you done triggered the fuck out of somebody, and they hate you, and they're over there slamming you in a bunch of fucking messes and shit. What is the word authority? I only ask you guys the things that I write out. So I wrote out authority and all these negative things and all these positive things that I felt like about the word authority. And it's deep. You totally wear your heart on your sleeve, Sarah. I do. You know, because you have the authority over yourself. And so if you feel a need to control a situation, then your authority is out of balance, your personal power, right? If you feel a need or a loss of control in your life and over the things in your life, then your authority is off balance, right? And so just go into the word authority. See what that means for you. I am about done with the old one, inches away. I love you, Cindy. I love the work you do. Root work, soul work. You can't cover it up. You can't bypass it. The things that you hide, the things that you keep secret, the pain, the hurt, the all of that stuff, you can't hide from it anymore. It's coming to be cleared. You either tuck it and get sick, or you nurture it and heal. You either tuck it and get sick, physically sick, or nurture it and heal. That's how this is working. We have to get in touch with our hearts. We have to get our hearts and our minds linked up. God is out here helping people, but it's not like the program of God that people are talking about. And a lot of people get stuck in that. Just saying the word God gets people so fucking thrown off. Everything I talk about is so fucking touchy to everybody. Sex, money, God, drugs, addiction, mean, doo-doo, fuck you in the name of love. It all goes together. It's all spiritual. It's all pushing you to align with your soul, align your heart and mind, get to the root of your problems, get up with the people that you're supposed to get up with. I'm in it to win it, guys. I'm dedicated to my fucking self. I'm dedicated to my healing. I'm dedicated to finding the the God in me to be able to live out this life in the divine nature that I know that I'm supposed to live out this life by clearing out the fucking doo-doo and sharing it with the world. I'm dedicated to it. You saw, there's part 3. There's 3 videos to this message because I'm fucking dedicated to myself. I was supposed to be positive for 30 days, and guess what? I've been in the depths of hell. We can't cover up our shit, guys. Like, I was the queen of covering up the shit. It created disease in my life. The energetic undertone created disease in my life. I carried it down for millions and millions of years. It wasn't anybody's fault. Everybody has doo-doo. Everybody has shadows. Everybody has things they tuck and hide and avoid. It creates chaos in everybody's life. It makes people be mean. Not knowing your emotions makes you be mean. Being off in your root makes your emotions fucked up. Makes you feel powerless or the need to control every fucking thing around you. I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to win it. I don't always know if I'm doing it right. It don't always feel right. I'll tell you straight up. It don't always feel right. I think I got enough charge now. I need to walk. It doesn't always feel right doing shadow work. It doesn't always feel right navigating you and navigating your emotions and being vulnerable about something. It doesn't always feel right to think that ancestral trauma creates disease in our lives and shows out in our physical body. It doesn't seem right that you fall in love to get hurt, to crack your heart open, to live better than ever before. It doesn't seem right that you would lose a baby to love yourself more. It doesn't make any sense why we lose people that we love. It doesn't make any sense that we can't seem to save everybody. Guys, it's in us. It's self-love. And it's deeper than a bubble bath. It's deeper than clipping your toenails. It's deeper than, you gotta sit with it. You gotta sit with the hurt. Let's go this way. You gotta sit with what hurts. You gotta love on that shit. You gotta feel into it until you can feel free in yourself, in that hurt. And then that's where, you don't think you're doing any work, but that's where a big thing of the transmute comes from, right? And that's where you free yourself, and that's where you free these programs from yourself, and that's where you release these programs. And guys, releasing these programs, it doesn't always feel so great. I highly recommend like baths and stuff, and self-love and eating good and stuff like that, because that helps to release. I'm in it to win it. What up, little dude? I don't even see you anymore. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's not always so easy, Unc. I love you. When you're running into these emotions and these pains and these angers and stuff like that, it's not always easy to treat somebody the way you want to be treated. When you have these things that you tuck down, you feel like you need to defend yourself and protect yourself from things you don't even have to protect yourself from. It's just in your root. Trust the spirit that Christ placed inside of you. Yeah. And mine's even deeper than that. The spirit that's inside of me is Christ. And no matter what anybody says about what I think or whatever, that to trust that. Love always. Yeah. But sometimes in the love always, you do give a fuck you in the name of love, and that doesn't make you any fucking less godly than the next person. If you cuss somebody out, doesn't mean you're not love. It doesn't mean that you're not fucking amazing. It just means you got some hurt inside of you. You need to sit with it. You need to nurture it. You need to find people that you can talk to about it. Even the ones that are hateful and ignorant, because they need it the most. That's the peace I love, Unc. And that's why I love you. You know, guys, compassion goes deep. So, you know, I've experienced a lot of hurt in my life. And I know that hurt people. And they need compassion and love. And so that hurt people, that goes deep. What do you think's going on with all this sexual trauma out here? Hurt people. They need compassion. It's not our job to judge and criticize and, you know, think what they're supposed to go through. They do need it the most, Unc. And so you really have to clear that out of you so you can give them real love. Not like this mean, cold kind of fuck you in the name of love, right? Who said it was going to be easy? Yeah. And I think that's what people think when they see me. They're like, oh, she makes it look so easy. Guys, I was faking it till I made it. Living the dream. If you guys could see vibrations, you'd have known. I was a mess inside my emotions. You know, how do you tell when you're clearing out emotions? You know, like, my skin looks different. I lost weight. I feel lighter. I eat better. I make healthier decisions. My friendships are better. The things I do for fun are getting better. My money's getting better. I'm getting smarter about my sex, right? People who cuss are healthier. Yeah, I like people that cuss. I'm an ordained minister, and I would say fuck you in the name of love, and they're like, what? Hi, Auntie Cherry. I love you too. Guys, go into your shadows. You know, a lot of people out here are being so fucking positive that they're dead. You can't be so positive that you're dead. You got to be fucking real with yourself. You got to know that the shit that you're attracting is about the shit that you're tucking and ducking and hiding and dodging in your life. You know what Save the Children is? And it's crazy because my girl said this. Save the Children is saving you. You can't save nobody's fucking kid until you can save you. You have to go in there to your inner child, to your little kid, to your root, to your programs. And you have to save you. You have to reclaim your authority back. And that's how we really save the kids. That's how we really, while everybody's running around doing the groundwork, do the work in your house to save you. You have to save you. How's your foundation? How's your house? How secure do you feel? How safe do you feel? You can't have somebody out here in a holy fucking state of fear out here trying to save the babies because you're going to scare the fuck out of them. Sit down and work on you. And let the people that work on them save the babies. Because you can't be scaring the fuck out of these babies with your fucking fear. That's what's been going on. That's what's stopping. As we work on ourselves, we're not rubbing our fear off on our kids. When fear comes up to our kids, you know, in our kids, in our situations, we're going to handle those things with authority and love and power from the right side of the coin. You know, we had this big thing. So the fish died, right? I fed the fish bread. The fish exploded in the fucking fish tank. It was disgusting. So I walked past it. True's in the house. Like, I can't even lie about this stuff, right? So I go get her. I just talked about somebody we love passing away. I didn't tell her for months, right? And so I'm like, True, I have to tell you something. And she's smiling. What, Mom? What? I'm like, well, it's not really that happy. She's like, what, Mom? I'm like, Rose is dead. She immediately just starts crying. She's so sad. She linked that to the woman that died. She linked that to her brother. She linked that to her cousins, dad and grandpa and uncle and dog and cat. And where do these people go? And she's just bawling. The fish. And I didn't know what to do. So I was like, it's Mommy's fault. I fed him bread. You can't feed your fish bread. They have to eat their fish food. So now she's out telling everybody about it, you know. But you know what I did with my baby? I held her for as long as she wanted to cry about that damn fish. And I honored her and nurtured her, you know, kind of how Angela does me when we're doing inner child work. And I didn't know how to do that. You know, when something would come up about death, I would just be like, oh, we're good. If God wants to do that, he will. I didn't know how to nurture my baby. So that's why a lot of people don't know how to nurture their baby, because they don't know how to nurture themselves. That's why these awkward moments come up. You know, somebody that's just like living regular life in these programs would say, I mean, come on, Sarah, don't you think that's a little bit deep for a fish? Well, that is what was going on. Yeah, it's deep for a fish, but damn, my baby done experienced so much damn death in 5 years that how was I going to look at her crying her head off, right? And not hold her and nurture her and say it's okay to be so upset. She was mad at God. It's okay to be mad at God. She was curious. Where do these things go? Where do these people go? Was that the perfect right thing? I don't know. Do we ever know? You just have to try. You have to be dedicated to yourself. You have to, value yourself. Start loving yourself. It's a process. It's bits and pieces and pieces and bits. It's a little bit of resting, a little bit of doing. A lot of resting, a lot of doing. It's a lot of work. This soul work is a lot of work. Soul work is your energetic work. Soul work, the energy work, is the work you can't see. It's the work that seems crazy. Seems like it's imaginary. Seems like it's like, whatever. It's real though. Inner child work, spiritual surgeries, subconscious mind stuff. That I know a lot of people. So if you guys are, working with someone, it's not working, maybe it's time for you to work with somebody else. If you're not sure, I have like a directory of people who do all kind of different things. I'll share it with you. I'm not trying to force anybody where to go. If you tell me where you're working in your life, I'll try to think of the best person that I know that can help you with that thing. I enjoy groundwork. Yeah, and that's a little so positive that you're dead too, Cindy, because I don't really enjoy this. It's like the stuff where your fucking stomach hurts, your feelings are hurt. You feel like nobody sees you or loves you or cares about you or knows what the fuck you're going through. But I enjoy it too. Now, I wasn't always comfortable with it. I'd get in it, touch in it a little bit and be like, fuck that. I ain't doing that. Gotta ground in, guys. You gotta root in. It's in the root chakra, the base, the programming, the cultural programming, the family programming, the programming, the patterns that keep coming up, your subconscious mind. We're attracting the vibration that we vibrate. We're attracting the hurt that is within us that we're ignoring. These are all things that are ignored and tucked, and you can't tuck it anymore. You can't tuck it anymore. I love you guys because we're all connected. Thank you for being patient with me while I do my work. Thank you for loving me for who I am while I do my work. Managed a woman's refuge. It's very rewarding. Yeah, it is very rewarding. But imagine managing those women from your full authority and your full testimony of healing and root work and really understanding about the root. Imagine that. Imagine doing it from a place of like, you're totally fucking healed because you went in and did the work, and then you know that they can totally fucking heal. Because we can only love and help as much as we can love and help ourselves. I'm just saying. Women and children. Yeah, I work with women and children and the homeless and sex trafficking. And sometimes with all the healing I do, I wish I would get another chance to go back and do it from this place. Maybe I could help them more. Maybe I could be more, beneficial. At the time, it was touching down on a lot of my fears and a lot of my things that I tucked and hid, right? I love you so much. I love you too. Hello, Katarina. All right, guys. Well, there's 3 parts to this video. It's really deep. It's about root work, how the root is connected to the crown, how all that's connected to your feelings, how sometimes you can be mean when you're tucking things that's underneath that. Inner child work really works. Shadow work really works. Retraining your brain really works. No authority, just providing shelter. Yeah. But sometimes when people are off in that root, they could fucking suck the life out of you, man. That's what I've been learning in my work. And I haven't really known how to help them because I wasn't really going in my root. I was kind of like starting at the solar plexus and trying to go up, and I wasn't really getting that root. And so a lot of people can take you off of your power if they're not on in their root, A lot of the way the system's set up to help the homeless and the sex trafficking and all that, it's not really effective. A lot of the therapy isn't effective. But, a lot of that's changing too. A lot of the programs are changing to be more effective. I saw that in the company I worked for 5 years ago. A lot of stuff is becoming more effective. A lot of the therapy sessions and the medicines and the, it's all coming together. All right, guys. Well, I love you because we're all connected. And I support root work. Work on yourself. Work on the things that hurt you. Know that you're not alone. Find you a vulnerability buddy. Where grass is. Yeah, I know. It can feel like a lonely road sometimes. I feel like no one really understands you sometimes. Like you're not doing things right. I'm telling you, though. If you're working in that route, if you're working on yourself, if you're dedicated to yourself, valuing yourself, paying attention to your physical, mental, spiritual, financial self, you'll get it. Be patient. Call on help. Listen. Hear people. I love you because we're all connected. One love, guys.